Anyways, let's hang out together while I play some Castlevania Symphony of the Night Randomizer. This is going to be my warm-up seed for the day. I'm 4 foot 20 inches. What is that? What even? Somebody do the math. $5'8"? Close enough. Wait, you're telling me if you're 5'8", you could just tell everyone you're 4'20"? That's crazy. Shout out to everyone who's 5'8". But yeah, today is going to be a fun day of gaming. Dracula, if you would please die, I would appreciate it. He jumped twice? He jumped twice with me pointing in the thumbnail going... Never seen that before. Dracula can double jump? Oh yeah, how you guys been? I'm excited for today. Today's going to be a lot of fun. I have some interesting ideas that I've been wanting to try out here on the live stream. By the way, if you are watching this on YouTube, I'd love to see you in the live stream sometime. One of these days, I gotta just, like, get everybody watching the live stream at once just to see what would happen, right? If everybody got a chance to watch the live stream all at the same time, imagine. Would I be the most watched person of all time ever? Maybe. You can't prove it otherwise. I also want to say that Castlevania and Castlevania speedrunning is kind of blowing up right now. The GDQ stats came through, and both myself and Jupiter were the most watched runs by average viewership, which is crazy. So, Aria of Sorrow and Symphony of the Night. Castlevania speedrunning stonks to the moon. Buy now, buy now. The stock is on the rise. Whoa, why'd you punch me? Oh, Moonstone. That's actually really useful. I'm just going to put that on now. So I can one-shot this nerd. I didn't one-shot that nerd? Did I lose that many stats from Dracula taking forever? That I can't even... With a Moonstone? Like, what? I'm getting bullied. Yo, what's up, Casfire? Welcome. I hope you've been well. Peanuts! Well... Yeah, I think overall Castlevania is getting its time to shine as a speedrun video game, which is really, really nice. I think a lot of it is just due to the effort and work that myself and Jupiter are putting into creating content around our speedruns. Not to say that other speedrunners aren't doing that. I think they are. Just for whatever reason, the way that me and Jupiter have been going about it has been pretty successful in the realm of, like, person who streams a lot and also speedruns, which is really cool. Yeah, I think there's a room for even more streamers and speedrunners to upload more often, upload more speedrunning content in general. But I think most people are either, like, discouraged because it takes a while to get the momentum rolling, or they're just like, why bother when I'm already streaming to, like, a couple hundred people? Like, I'm making money that way, so who cares about starting a YouTube channel, you know what I mean? Don't forget all the people developing tools for the game. That's very true. Especially the DS games and the Game Boy Advanced Castlevanias. I feel like they're getting new hacks, like, every day. Obviously, Symphony of the Night is, like, slowly catching up in terms of, like, ROM hacks and mods and stuff like that, but, like... It lost a lot of appeal when it stopped being held in a convention setting. Well, yeah, I could see that. They held it at a convention for SGDQ 2022, and that didn't necessarily give them like a huge boosted interest anymore. And not only that, some of their most profitable events have been online. I'll grab that, why not? So I don't know. There's some weird stats to mull over if you really are a nerd about stuff like that, which I am, and I have looked over some of the stats, where their average and peak viewership has been trending downwards since 2017, but the amount of money they raise for charity each year has been trending upwards. Which is both a good thing and a bad thing at the same time, obviously. I think a combo randomizer with Symphony of the Night could be really cool. What are those dolls called? I think they're called either marionettes or, I forget. What's a pata? Didn't know about SGDQ. I think the issue with that is, can I do this? I should be able to make this jump, right? There we go. Yeah, good enough. I think GDQ in general just isn't getting the same, like, press coverage that it used to. And a lot of people are just dealing, yeah, with life. I also think that GDQ isn't necessarily creating press-worthy moments, or they're trying to, and it's just not happening for whatever reason. I don't know. Again, I'm no expert. I'm just some guy that wants to see GDQ succeed because they're the reason I got into speedrunning in the first place, and I owe a lot of my success to them. Vorpal Blade into Heaven's Sword into Girthang? Interesting scene, to say the least. $1,000? Why, thank you. That's a decent amount of doubloons right there. All right, let's get out of here. Mist did pass, yeah. Sometimes the mist can pass, and sometimes it does. And that's a good time. That's really a good time for everybody involved. I don't know. I've talked about it on the stream before that, like, I'm sure they have people on their team to talk about, like, content. Like creating compelling content for their marathons. I just would like to say, or I'd like to see more innovation in that regard, because I feel like the type of interest in speedrunning has started to shift away from individual speedrunning showcases. This warp unlock, there's no reason to, because getting that warp does nothing for me right now, other than giving me the exact ability to come back right there. But I can always come back through Alchemy Lab, because I need to revisit Alchemy Lab anyways. That's like a standard route for when you don't have gravity boots to check the Alchemy Lab. You just check Alchemy Lab later. And then you combine that with the All Rocks stuff. In reality, I shouldn't have gone up even with Mist. That was the actual being bold. Yeah, not being a sequel convention to MagFest is interesting. Is there a reason why that's the case? I actually don't know much about MagFest in general. I've never been. I've never had any interest in it necessarily. So I don't know. They just wanted more nerdy party convention? Maybe. But I'm thinking about, like, not necessarily people going, but I'm talking about, like, the stream and its viewership more so than anything else. Because you could still have an event without people physically being there, you know what I mean? Hello, jump. Thank you. You think they spread themselves too thin, perhaps, Hata? Interesting idea. I don't think that's necessarily the problem, but I could kind of see them diluting the hype throughout the year. I could see that, but I think there's ways around that. I don't think that's necessarily what's keeping them down, personally. But it could be a small factor. I'm not opposed to that being the... Like, I'm not disregarding that as a possibility by any means. My personal belief is that the... I know some people get turned off by that. Yeah, but they've been doing that since the start, and they peaked their viewership at 170,000 while doing that same exact method, Plasma. So I don't think that's necessarily it. I'm sorry. You guys need to see this. I'm only laughing because it's really funny that the auto mod saw Gaylord and is like, whoa, buddy, calm down. Who are you calling a Gaylord? But that's actually like the name of the event space. Auto mod, never change. Never change. Who are you calling a Gaylord? Hey, whoa. Ooh, Jewel of Open, nice. Anyways, yeah, my main hypothesis is that the overall Garnet type of content that people want to see out of a speedrunning marathon is different nowadays. Nice, made it up there. And I think keeping up with that is difficult. I think the idea of even if it's done well, and a lot of people will say that a lot of people, myself included, have done good jobs of showcasing their speedruns.
I'm interested.
But somebody sitting down and being like, "Hey, this is my speedrun. Let me tell you all about it," starts to lose its charm. Especially because it's the same exact format for the most part for, like, how many years now? I'll get the Varda and the library card.
Like, farewell for now.
It's been, like, over 10 years of the same exact format. Maybe I'm a little bold, but I think, like, a full, like, format change could be interesting. Especially to experiment with on a smaller scale. People just want to see Mario 64 speedruns? That's not true! People want to see Castlevania speedruns. The numbers prove it. The highest average viewership was myself and Jupiter's runs at GDQ. Even though they had freaking Mario 64, they didn't have Mario 64. They had Mario Sunshine, or Galaxy. Holy crap. They had Mario Galaxy, they had Zelda content, they had all sorts of the big names in speedrunning, and yet Symphony of the Night was the most watched. At least peak viewership-wise. Now on YouTube, it's way different. YouTube, I think the most watched is either Cuphead or Zelda. Are we talking about introducing new types of runs to GDQ? Kind of, yeah. Either new types of runs, like more challenge runs, more Essentially, I think they should kind of move away from the more basic style of speedruns and move towards more content-based options. I mean, they already are starting to with, like, they did the Mario Shuffler speedrun with Sky, which was really cool. Stuff like that. Yeah, no damage, score attack, exactly. And they've done some stuff like that. Like, they've done showcases of, like, Tetris that were basically score attacks, or rhythm games. I think them adding rhythm games has been a great great addition in general. But not only that, also just, like, literally sit down and think, like, what would make for, like, a good YouTube video that we could do live? You know what I mean? More weird categories, more weird challenge runs. Did they have a TAS exhibition at AGDQ? I don't think they did, right? I feel like the TAS exhibitions always do well, but they didn't do one this year, did they? I don't know. Also, just having, like, 1v1 challenges in games that are, like, a little unorthodox, you know? Maybe not, like, a fighting game, like sit down and play Street Fighter for GDQ, but or like maybe a more obscure game that has like multiplayer, like freaking Windjammers or Power Stone or something, and get people who are just absurdly good at these niche games. And these are just some ideas that I'm sure other people have thrown around. Yeah, a mini tournament. I thought of the idea of having a tournament that you run throughout the year and have the finals happen at GDQ. For like maybe like a randomizer tournament or something like that. Again, just some ideas from a nerd who doesn't work in an event organization outside of the small events I've run on my own stream. So I'm sure a lot of this stuff has been discussed and is probably in the works. And it's just a matter of like getting the logistics together to add those things to the event while also not completely changing what the event is and what it has been for the last 10 years. Because some people might get pissed that like, oh my god, GDQ changed. They used to be about speedrunning, but now all they do is rhythm games or something like that. Which I'm sure people will complain about regardless. Any amount of change, for the better or for worse, people will complain about because that's the human condition, is to complain about change. Having GDQ host a speedrunning league. Well, yeah, they could like host it on their channel. They don't even necessarily need to run anything. They could just get community members to like host and organize it, maybe pay them for their time a little bit. And then GDQ gets the viewership. 2 GeoGuessers and 2 events. I think that's great. I think GeoGuessr is a fantastic thing to have for GDQ. That fits into my like world philosophy of like diversifying the types of content you see. Also, the GeoGuessr community is massive. I think the other issue is that the speedrunning communities, it is good content. It's 100% good content. The communities around speedrunning are so... It's a fucking speedrunning event. You're the exact person that I'm talking about. Like, people will complain about change regardless of like whether it's good change or bad change. Like my brother in Christ, it's good content. Who cares? Shut the fuck up. At the end of the day, the goal is to get eyes on the event and people donating. Sorcerer's Labyrinth versus 5? Dude, they're not ready. Bro, they're not ready for the big ball. That's what the people want. They don't know that they want it, but that is what the people want. The big ball meta is what the people want. I think puzzle games is also... Well, the issue with speedrunning puzzle games is that you don't get the satisfaction of, like, watching somebody figure out the solution. You're just like, oh, okay, so that's the solution. So I think puzzle games are actually a little difficult to convey well, content-wise. And the thing is exactly, Fangblade, is they are doing that. So I don't want to take away, like, any credit to the GDQ staff for, like, moving in that direction, which I think is the correct play. Actual blocks. The thing is they've been running blocks. I'm pretty sure they have. Have they not? Like, they had their awful block. They had, I don't know. Well, what was I saying? Yeah, the communities that follow speedrunners are so diffused nowadays. They're not like centralized anymore. That it's harder to keep a consistent amount of viewership and audience because some people are only interested in the one streamer / one game, and getting them to like hop on other games and watch other parts of the broadcast is difficult. Where I would say just a few years ago, the speedrunning scene was much more centralized and GDQ was at the center. But I don't think that's the case anymore. I don't think GDQ is the center of the speedrunning community anymore. I think it is much more a diffused soup of like various communities and content creators that like will continue to do whatever it is that they want to do regardless of GDQ existing or not. Essentially, the community has kind of outgrown GDQ is my working theory. And I think one of the best ways to kind of like, not to say that GDQ needs to be the center of the speedrunning community, it really doesn't, but I do think it is good for the speedrunning scene if GDQ is still seen as an important part of speedrunning, because they are like the easiest like point to a thing and be like, no, this is actually good. GDQ is not the center anymore. Or at the very least, the center is so diffuse that it's like having a center doesn't mean anything. How is it not? I would argue that, by the way, Ranch, what's up, buddy? 51 months already? What? Time is, oh God. Oh Jesus, I'm having a panic attack. Why would you subscribe? Why'd you have to make me think about time? Also, what's up, buddy? I hope you've been well, man. Existential crisis incoming. I know, dude. What the hell? I miss the live crowd reacting to hype moments. I don't miss all the orb. Yeah. I think GDQ also needs to like let go. Or like disincentivize some of their like old decrepit Weekend at Bernie's memes that they're like, you know, still like hoisting around and being like, yo, remember Orb from 7 years ago? It's still funny, am I right, fellow gamers? I think there really needs to be a push for like, you know, new things. I felt like things were different when Speedrun Lives with the hub, much easier to find other games / streams. Yeah. I think you find out about like speedrunners nowadays from their YouTube content. Or just happening to like be interested in a very specific speedrun and then finding people within that like speedrunning community. I think Speedruns Live was a great thing that has also changed the community. But the way I see it is that like the people spearheading the community are individual content creators. And it's no longer like organizations, like Speedruns Live or GDQ. I think individual content creators now make up. Ow! The seat's pretty good, by the way. Wasn't I at GDQ a while ago? Yeah, my GDQ run just happened 2 weeks ago. It was pretty sick. It was pretty lit. Some say it was even the most watched live GDQ performance. And by some say, I mean the statistics, if you go back and watch. Yeah, facts and logic. And again, like I will preface this a million times. I am just some shitter who has been around in the speedrunning community for a long time. So don't take everything I say as gospel by any means. Or like I actually know what I'm talking about. These are just ideas that I have that I'm willing to vomit out into the void. That's all. That's all this is. Wow, he got owned. And some of those events are also dedicated to specific series genres as well. Yeah. Takes notes on book labeled DB Gospel. You, my chat, will be my disciples. Please, everyone, turn your page, your Gospels to page 69, 420. For Psalm number, your mother. Well. What? I would never. Who said that I'm turning this chat room into a cult? I would never do that. The Book of Ligma 420. Also, let's say, for the sake of argument, GDQ is still the center of the speedrunning community. Even if that is true, I think it's still true as well, the fact that the speedrunning community is also the most diffused it's ever been. Because there's no, like, hub outside of speedrun.com, which, I mean, my brothers and sisters and all non-binaries in Christ. What in the fuck is speedrun.com doing for the speedrunning scene? I mean, it's hosting leaderboards and hosting ads. That's pretty sick. It exists. r/speedruns. You're right. Guys, we simply will take Reddit and turn it into our new hub. I'm sure nothing bad will happen if we do that. No Buffalo Star for my duplicator? Yeah, you're right. I could have done that. I feel like my attack power is already really, really good. So I feel like I don't need it. Not to say that, like, hosting a leaderboard is important for speedrunning, obviously. But, like, I don't know, speedrunning exists in, like, Discord servers and, like, streamers' chat rooms. And, like, I don't know, more and more diffused. If I want to learn to run RE3R, where would I go? Probably speedrun.com. But if the speedrun.com page doesn't have links to where the community actually meets, aka their Discord servers and whatnot, then, like, you're kind of screwed. Oh, you meant literally. I thought you were, like, bringing it up as an example for what speedrun.com does for a community, which you are correct. Speedrunning.com kind of is like the hub more than anything else. But it's unfortunate that it's a hub that is subpar in a lot of ways. Just tell Elon Musk to give global spotlight to GDQ when it happens. Oh. GDQ to the moon, guys. Guess I don't exist? What? Do you? I don't know, man. You're the one having the existential crisis, not me. I'm sure you can figure it out, though. Watch the slowest and the fastest run on the leaderboards. That's a spicy take. You'll figure the rest out from there. I think you should have a goal time in mind and then watch a run that's around that time and then go from there. But that's pretty much a very similar idea, yeah. Just giving you the monthly sub. Well, I appreciate you. Are you saying that it's not letting you, like, activate your subscription or whatever? Twitch does that sometimes. It's weird. I think the best thing GDQ could do is to try and, like, get some of the world's bigger speedrunning adjacent and gaming adjacent, like, content creators and influencers together and do stuff with them. I think that would do very, very well. Like, it's a shame that GDQ is not happening in Florida anymore. Because, like, I've said it before, I think Moist Critical should definitely be a part of GDQ in some way or another. Whether he's just, even if you just invite him to be like, yo, you've never seen this game before? We're going to have you live commentate a game you've never watched before for our event. Just show up. That's all you have to do. Show up at this time, this date, and have a microphone. That's all you need. Right? Make it as easy as possible for these people who we know like are difficult to get their hands on. And then bam. Huge crossover content. GDQ made me interested in speedrunning in the first place. I think most people that have been in the community for a while, that is the case. However, I think more so as time goes on, people are going to get introduced to speedrunning through individual content creators and less so GDQ. That's just my theory, my game theory. And I've said it before, but like, you can incentivize large creators to like be a part of the event, not through money by any means, but just be like, yo, you get to associate with our event, which has insane, like positive, what's the word I'm thinking of? Like people view our brand very positively, positive brand association, reputation, something like that. So one, you get to have the clout of being like, yo, I did a thing with GDQ, which is sick. And two, you also get a YouTube video out of it, because Games Done Quick is like, yeah, you can totally use our event that you are a part of, the moments that you're a part of, in your own content. So somebody like Charlie gets to make like a YouTube video, maybe even two, talking about his GDQ performance. So he's happy. What's my favorite obscure weapon? Gurthang. Gurthang is crazy. Gurthang goes dummy. The fact that you can power it up with Dark Metamorphosis is insane. It's something that I didn't know about until starting to play the Randomizer for the first time. Just keep games fun. Yeah, that as well. I think some of the fun does get lost along the way when you make things too uptight and serious. I'm even a culprit of that. I can sometimes lose the vision of what is fun. When learning a new speedrun, should you learn from the top players or amateurs around your level? You should learn from everybody that you can get your... like, every single run that you think is interesting, you can learn a little bit of something from everybody, basically. I'll guide you to meet your destiny. I feel like having live reactions to speedruns that have no speedrunning experience would be fun. They've done stuff like that with, you want people who are, like, tangentially, related? Like, for example, somebody who is well-known for a specific game, and then getting them to react to the speedrun would be, especially live at a GDQ event, I think would be good. For example, Ludwig is known for running games like Getting Over It, or playing games like Getting Over It, Pogo Stuck, and Jump King. Like, having somebody who is really, really good at those games, like, you know, a top speedrunner, do the event, and then just have Ludwig commentate it. Because, like, half the commentary he's going to provide is just going to be him pogging out, being like, what the hell? I didn't know you could do that. What the... And then everyone gets to see their favorite streamer react, which is basically all the people want to see. Is content is just a Ouroboros of like streamers reacting to content. Getting over it would be the shortest run ever. Well, that's why you have like, you know, you can have an entire segment. Like that's just one example, right? There are ways that you can advance the creativity and like the segment itself. Even having them basically react to like tool assisted speedruns is another thing you could do. If they're like very familiar with the game, I'm guaranteed they're not familiar with the tasks. Yeah, fucking Maximilian dude, having him react to some speedrun. Having him go, what the shit? What the shit? Chat, what the fuck? And then GDQ censors all of it. That'd be lit. Sounded like Asmongold. I'm just a white guy. What? We're all, like, we all just share the same, you know, like, same base traits. It's like the same starting class, you know what I mean? Why did my Vorpal Blade... I didn't press the Vorpal Blade button, and yet I pressed triangle on player 2, and then the Vorpal Blade came out. Huh? Is that a new thing? That was weird. That bridge is weird. Yeah, I thought it was a absolute shame that GDQ wasn't able to capitalize on the XQC/Forsen Minecraft speedrunning thing. Like, imagine getting them to race at a GDQ, you know what I mean? Granted, I imagine that's a Herculean task that is difficult to do. And the thing is, you don't have to make it in person. Like, GDQ is very much adept at creating content while having the creators, like, be in their own homes. So just all you would need is, you know, them to show up at their own setups on time, which is probably difficult enough as is. So I get it, but you know what I'm saying. There's a world where you get Forsen and XQC to race Minecraft live at GDQ. You could also just have content pieces that aren't necessarily live, and then you just present them live. Like I've said before, with imagine having a summoning salt video, maybe a short one that's exclusive to GDQ. You hire him, have him produce like maybe like a 20-minute summoning salt exclusive for GDQ, which he'll upload to his own channel like maybe after the event. I don't know. Like, there's things you could do. And I'm sure they have a content team that have maybe had ideas like this, but... The thing about glitch exhibitions is that they always have a... You would need a glitch exhibition that is structured. And I think a glitch exhibition would do best if it was a pre-recorded video that you then have the person do commentary over after the fact. I think trying to do a live glitch exhibition could be difficult. Maybe you could get away with it, but it'd have to be very well structured. You can debut new tasks, which they've done in the past. They have debuted new tasks live. It's duplicator time. All right. Shield dashing, the most satisfying movement in Metroidvania you've played? No, wing smashing is definitely the most satisfying movement. Wing smashing is my favorite movement option of all time. This cape kind of sexy, though. All right. Let me actually put on the Mana Prism. Back kicking is also lit. This game has a lot of good movement options. A racing block before, like, kart racers? Maybe. I think there might have been. Dude, imagine having people like do versus races in Mario Kart. Have they done that? What's the challenge about? We're not doing the challenge yet. I'll explain it after this run. You talk so badly about GDQ, yet you were at GDQ recently? I think you're getting the wrong idea, Haas. I'm not talking bad about GDQ. I'm somebody who cares a lot about GDQ. I'm just talking about ideas that could be a positive for the event in the future. Because, I mean, if you just look at the stats, it's clear that viewership is going down. This is just a fact. I'm not sugarcoating the facts that I'm sure the GDQ staff are also very much aware of. I am by no means a GDQ hater. I think GDQ does the best job any organization has ever done at creating speedrunning events. So I think it's probably my fault that you got the wrong impression, and I'm sorry about that. I mean, it's partially my fault. I am criticizing a lot, but that's because I have been a lot of the positive stuff I've already talked about, if that makes sense. You probably just missed me talking about the positive things about the organization. But yeah. So it's probably just a matter of, like, you just came in at the wrong time, so I don't blame you necessarily. I'm going to cheat, even though we're doing guarded OG. I just don't feel like getting the spike breaker. This is just a little shortcut for me. Hashtag cheater. That's me. Streamer, please stop cheating! Oh my god, there's children! The other thing is, something that I am hyper aware of is it is infinitely easier to criticize a finished product as opposed to creating a finished product. Infinitely easier. So it's so easy for me to sit back and be like, GDQ could do better by just simply doing these things. And then I list a bunch of things that all have their own logistical, like, problems that need to be overcome in order to, like, actually produce the product that I'm attempting to criticize. Like, I'm very aware that that is the case, and I'm not trying to lie about that. And that is okay. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's just, you have to also keep that perspective in mind. In front of my crab dragoons. My dude is chatting. Where am I going? I'm lost. Help. I'm lost in the sauce. I need these. Is there GDQ? Should it be more diversified or less? I don't know if GDQ is already doing this, because if they are doing this, I don't think they would be open about it. But I think GDQ should just have, like, content ideas where they reach out to people instead of having people reach out to them, if that makes sense. For example, like, there's a new Zelda game coming out this year. Freaking Breath of the Wild 2 or whatever, or Tears of the Kingdom or whatever. That is going to be in GDQ. We all know this. You know this. I know this. So instead of, like, I think being like, hey, submissions are open, be like, hey, this slot is reserved for Tears of the Kingdom speedrun because we are 100% doing that. And being, like, kind of open and honest about that, and also, like, looking for people to be the person that runs it. Not saying that they need to do, like, interviews, but you know what I mean? Or if they have an idea for, like, you know, for example, reaching out to a larger content creator, they should reach out to the content creator. The content creator shouldn't reach out to GDQ. You know what I mean? Not just doing a contest, but, like, the way that GDQ content works, as far as I'm aware, is everything is decided by the people who decide to submit, which I think is cool on the basis of like the community is the one that's like putting together the content for the event. However, I think the content could be better if we decided to be like, hey, some of this content we're just gonna plan ahead of time. Like, you can still submit stuff. Don't get me wrong, we're gonna use submitted speedruns, but also each event should just have like a, whether it's a block or like stuff that's sprinkled throughout the marathon, they essentially are like, we know we want to hit these content pieces, and these are already pre-decided. AKA planning ahead, yes. And I'm sure they do this to a certain extent, and they probably aren't super public about it because I think GDQ of all organizations is very, very sensitive to negative criticism. And I don't know why necessarily. I think they could always just be like Lamau raising millions for cancer research plus L plus ratio. Just ask ChatGPT to organize GDQ. Unironically, we should do that. Now that's content. Just be like, ChatGPT, give me a list or a schedule for a speedrunning marathon that is designed to raise money for charity, and see what it comes up with. That would be funny. Where do I get this skill? All you have to do is start playing the game 10 years ago. Stream it like every other day. And you'll be good. It's just that easy. I also think that the veneer of like, wow, the idea of doing a speedrunning marathon is like, you know, it's just kind of worn off over time, which is why I believe that changing up the type of content you see is important. Because not everything is going to be peak speedrunning content for a marathon. I think that's just clear. And certain things are going to be more of a fad than other things as well. Pay me $20 and he will tell you how to make $20? Hell yeah, I will. That's so true. Can we explore what ChatGPT knows about speedrunning? That is not a terrible idea. I've been wanting to make some content using ChatGPT because it's like easy, free content. You just type in a prompt and watch the AI do wacky stuff. I'll write that down eventually. We're done? All right, I guess we're done. That was a pretty chill seed, I would say. Is there going to be another 420? I don't know. Look at the calendar. Probably not. I will not be doing any 420 celebrations. Mostly because I no longer have any 420 paraphernalia in the household. It's not a pyramid scheme. It's more of like a triangle structured business organization. Think of it that way. Change your mind? Welcome to Speedrunners University. Where I teach you how to get world records. First things first. Step 1, you have to hate women for some reason. I don't know why. It's just step number 1. Step number 2. Invite 10 friends to the team building exercises, some would say. Step 3, buy a Bugatti and get arrested by Romanian police? What? Step 3 is a little weird. I don't... What? Huh. I mean, it must work. A several-tiered business strategy, if you will. Blech. Speedrunning community is really good at self-policing. I mean, There's a lot of yes and no. There's still some absolutely horrendous communities to be a part of. It's just that most people avoid those communities. Like openly racist and like transphobic communities. Usually people just are like, yeah, we know that those guys suck, so we're gonna stay away from them. It's one of the reasons why no normal person plays freaking GoldenEye speedrunning. Yeah, don't play N64 games except Mario 64. That's honest. Honestly, you're kind of spitting there. Hold on. There are some weird ass communities in the N64 for N64 games, huh? I wonder why that is. GoldenEye is such a fun game, though. Yeah, it's just that. So what ends up happening is like whoever are the early adopters and world record holders for a certain game, they kind of dictate the community around that game, and by doing so, a lot of the time it ends up being, unfortunately, assholes. And then they kind of just like keep gatekeeping and keep piling on more and more assholes on top of the assholes that already exist until the community is just unwelcome to like other fans of that exact game. But they're like, I'm not doing this shit. I'm not dealing with these fucking assholes. Peace. Like, even though I love this game, I'm just not gonna put my stuff on their leaderboard or whatever. Thank you, Dave, for the gifted. Also, thank you guys for watching. If you're watching this on the YouTube channel, subscribe and also join the live streams. I'd love to see you here where you could help me discuss stuff like AI and speedrunning and 420 Blaze It. All right, see you later. Bye.